Hello, welcome back. I'm Rebecca and this is our pursuit of happiness. I've been away for like a week now. I'm really sorry. Like I said in the last video, I had things going on last weekend. Went to London, went to like a virtual reality experience called Horizon of Khufu. It was it was really good. When we got there, it was great. The directions there weren't great, and it was in Westfield, Stratford. If you're anything like me, don't like kind of big crowds and just people everywhere, then pick a different place. I don't know, but it was fine. Once we got there, absolutely perfect. Just like navigating Westfield to get to this place was just a little bit too much. So yeah, it was really great. I highly recommend it. You basically just explore the Great Pyramid of Giza, inside and out. I won't say too much if you do want to go, but it's worth a visit, and it's worth, I think it was £21 per person. It's alright. Yeah, and also there's a restaurant next door, Turkish restaurant called Lokma. That was pretty tasty. It wasn't amazing, but I would recommend it to go and eat if you're hungry. Yeah, give it a go. They had the fez hats there you could wear if you really felt like it. They had a tree in the middle. I sat just behind the tree. It's all wrapped in this LED kind of long tube light. It was pink. It was cool. Yeah. And I tried the Sama Beiti. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sama Beiti. That was delicious. It was delicious. It was like I had the lamb, not the chicken, and it was kind of wrapped in this kind of bready like thing. It looked kind of like it. Doesn't matter. Yum. And also, as it was a Saturday, I thought, let's have a cocktail. So I had the lychee berry bramble. Great choice. It was super. So, but that is kind of how I got to thinking about this particular video, because of how we almost didn't make it to this thing, and it was bought as a birthday gift from me to somebody. So I was just like, this needs to happen. Like, A, it sounds great, and B, it's a birthday gift. Like, we've got to make it happen. So yeah, basically I just wanted this little episode to kind of surround communication and why it is so important in everything. And if you're anything like me, you're not very good at it. You're just not good at communicating. It doesn't matter in what kind of situation. Like, you're just a bit poop, to say it. So yeah, I'll just tell you the kind of the story about how this almost didn't happen, just down to simple communication. I won't name who the other person was. So I had a person set up to look after Isla, my little 3-year-old, and like in my head it was all set, ready to go, and in the other person's head it was all set, ready to go, and it comes the time and the day, and nothing happens. I'm thinking they're coming here to my house, and they're going to pick up Isla and then go off again. But it gets past the time we thought we had agreed on, and then an hour passes, and then 2 hour passes, and I've been trying to call all this time. I'm not just been sat there going, but this particular person, I don't know, they're in a little bit, they can be in a bit of a daydream and like doing their own thing. So they haven't checked their phone, which is fine. So yeah, the time goes on, and it's like, oh, maybe we should go see if they are okay, because they're not answering their phone, like they're not here. So just like get all in the car with Isla, drive round, and there they are in the kitchen making dinner. Like, but as I soon found out, they thought that I was dropping Isla off, and then it was all kind of that way around. And so yeah, this whole kind of evening may not have happened just because we didn't finalize the plans and like get it down. We kind of just said things via text. I don't think we even actually spoke on the phone about it, and then we both assuming different things, and yeah, we almost didn't make it. We had to unfortunately rebook for a later time, but that's, is what it is. So we couldn't make it to the original time booked, but because it takes 2 hours from where I am to this Stratford Westfield, so it's hard. Yeah. Anyway, we made it, but it could have been just straightforward, and the childcare could have just been straightforward if we just communicated with each other and like fully got down to what the actual plan was before the day, and then the day would have run nice and smoothly like it should have. Well, that is the story about that day. That was kind of a light-hearted one to get started, but the communication, I would say, is like one of the most kind of fundamental things in any kind of relationship, work, like romantic, even friendship, like any kind of relationship. And like, if, like I said, I'm not really good. And even when I had just had my baby in the hospital and I had to stay there the night, Isla's dad had to ask the nurses to come and physically ask me if I was okay or needed anything, because he kind of just knew that I wasn't going to say anything or ask for help. I'm a lot better now. This was a little while ago. It was just over 3 years ago, so yeah. But it's kind of sad, he did it on the sly as well. I didn't know that he had done it. So the nurses, I got myself into, actually, take it all back. Like he asked on the second night, because I got myself into such a state on the first night, because I didn't ask for any help, and like I had this newborn baby, and I was like, wow, but they didn't know that. There's a curtain all around me, and yeah. So he had gone up to them on the second day when he'd come in to visit, and then I kind of told him how much of a rubbish night I'd had before he left. I was like, just, can you actually ask? But she won't. Silly me. But I'm much better now. I think I would go and ask now. That sounds silly. But Another another kind of example of communication, I reckon a lot of my relationships, and I take it all back to, again, my first video about the friendship, they're kind of broken down due to communication, because I've been unable to kind of voice what I wanted to, and not spoken about either how someone has made me feel, and rather I've just left it, and then our friendship or relationship has just kind of fizzled out that way. If the other person is not, say, a good communicator, and kind of can see that, I don't know, that has listened to you and obviously sees that you struggle with certain things. Like if I've like before, I think I've taken kind of a light-hearted joke. This happens, a lot. There's a few reasons why we've spoken about like autism and things, and I am on the waiting list for a kind of what are they called, an assessment, but yeah, sometimes if someone says something as a joke, I'm like, and if it's I'll take it literally or to heart, or something like that, and then they didn't mean it in that way, and then kind of that's just a bit of kind of but you can kind of discuss it usually, and then that's all done with. But every so often, like for me personally, if it gets to like that bit, and say I've had a bit of a day, like very stimulating day, very overwhelming day, the whole just like issues that have come up, and you've been around a lot of people, and like you've gone somewhere like you never go, sometimes all those things, and then that kind of just will trigger me to kind of go silent, and then not be able to communicate at all. Which, again, that is the worst. Not being able to actually communicate. You're going round and round and round and round and round in your head, but I can't physically like get the words out. Like, I will not say it. I will not say anything. I will just be mute. And like on my side, it's debilitating. It's annoying. It's sad. I want to cry non-stop, and I want to say something, but I just can't. And then say, whoever you're with, that they're kind of frustrated because they didn't either mean anything, or the conversation was not really anything, but kind of it got taken out of context. Whatever may have happened. Yeah. But I kind of from those times, like that, I had one of those kind of recently, and it was really, really horrible. Like, luckily the person was very understanding and kind of just took it took it quite well. At the time, just obviously, I would be the same, kind of frustrated and stuff. Like they try to like kind of talk to you, but then just also it depends how far like you have gone. Like if you've gone too far kind of in your head and like mute, then it can just continue to carry on. And sometimes, it really depends where you are as to whether or not you'll be able to kind of get words out again. So I just really wanted to talk about it. You see, I want to know, like, am I the only one? Like, am I the only one? I'm sure there are other people, but it's just very frustrating. So when it, finally we do manage to speak again, and they're saying, talking about it, and I'm basically there kind of just like in my head, kind of still in shock that that's happened, and how I haven't been able to communicate anything at all. Like to be honest, it kind of just, I feel like I go a bit numb, and I don't know, and it all just in my head, it's just the sea. Yeah. So if you're with someone that wasn't quite as understanding, I can understand how they would get angry, and if you're not talking, then don't get angry, get irritated. They might even just like be like, meh, don't need this, like I'm gonna go. And that could lead to then, the situation going from whatever it was, which could be just minor, to just go full scale, and then further down the line, or even then, just lead to something rubbish that you don't want. Depends, like your friend is like, oh, I won't be their friend anymore. That was just too much. Or in say like a romantic situation, like they might just be like, that didn't make any sense, and I don't really want to do it again. So that is it doesn't happen often, but that is a lesson. Like it's a lesson. I know that I get like that. I don't really know when it's coming, but I do reckon it is triggered by overstimulation and overwhelm and what's kind of gone in the day. So I need to just kind of keep that in mind, and maybe just have little minutes to myself. Doesn't matter where you are, just maybe have little minutes to myself to kind of bring myself back around. Even if I'm completely fine, just do that anyway, because I feel like that is a bit of a trigger. I've not really thought about it much, so this is why I'm here. I'm here to blah blah my thoughts. So just even if I could have spoken then, it would have avoided just a whole misunderstanding, a whole lot of kind of hurt, because it just it feels bad for me, and it probably feels bad for the person. Avoid anger on myself, the other person, both you being angry, and you don't want it to lead to any kind of resentment, and you don't want to be confused, do you? You don't want it. So that, I think, the best thing for me is kind of finding out exactly the kind of trigger points of why I would get like that, just kind of learning more about how I can kind of keep myself in a kind of mellow happy kind of place, even though I'm happy, but like in the brain, because I could be completely happy having a good time, but I can still be kind of just overstimulated and everything around me is too much. But you don't know, and then something like this happens. So it's just good. It's good to keep in check with what's going on with yourself. That's actually, yeah, that's great. So yeah, that's good. And just watch out, and really listen to what other people are saying, because they may not have said what you thought. Just maybe listen, don't react, think about it, and then and then you kind of, so just don't react straight away, because then that could then get a reaction from then, and then you react bigger, and sorry, I feel like light bulb moments going on all over the place. And this all sounds, I mean, to other people, I guess, this all sounds maybe a bit silly, but it's real. It's real. This how it happens in some people's heads, and it's not the best. You have to find ways to get around that kind of thing, but kind of why I wanted to make this, just to say my thoughts kind of out loud, and then, like I've said in previous video, thoughts out loud, and you kind of just, you're like, oh, there we go. I don't want to just sit in the room and like talk to myself, so here we are. Communication. It's a big one. Yeah. Yeah. So, what I've learnt, kind of prepare or know my trigger points, and be aware of my surroundings and what I'm doing, and even if I'm feeling in a good place, kind of just taking myself back for a second just to make sure that everything is fine. Like communication, knowing like what's going on, like even asking the question, like, what did you mean by that? Or just talking about what was just said. A little question goes a long way, because it could go the other way very fast. Yeah, it's very important, and I'm on my journey to learn how to better communicate. Does this make any sense? No, it does make sense. Right, so I think that's it for me today. But if you have any questions, then please leave a comment in the comment section below. Yep, so anyway, that is it from me this evening. I would like to wish you all a very good night, and maybe you have learned something from this. Maybe it's made you think a little bit, or if anyone's like me and kind of goes mute when some certain things happen, and it's that kind of, it's the perfect mix of things and hit your trigger point. Or if anyone has any tips for me, that'll be pretty good. So I don't want that to happen ever again. It's no good at all. Alright, so yeah, have a lovely evening. I will see you soon. I was just about to say tomorrow, but I'll see you soon. I hope everyone's enjoying the weather. I went out today and I bought my daughter a paddling pool, or what I thought was a paddling pool, but it's a lot bigger than a paddling pool. Like, I can be in a couple of adults and a couple of kids could be in there, and quite happily just chilling. That's fun. Excited, going to do that tomorrow. You'll find that the sun is going to go by tomorrow. Anyway, so have a lovely night, and I will see you very soon. Bye.